Do you want to have the ultimate control over your life? Welcome to Take Control with Whitney Wells, where we will explore all topics of life that we try and control, what this creates for you, and how to have successful relationships all while empowering yourself. Keep listening and let's have some fun. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of Take Control with Whitney Wells. So I actually haven't recorded a podcast in 2 weeks, I guess. So I recorded 2 at once, and I went to my friend's wedding last weekend. So I wanted to get those recorded before I went. Her wedding was so much fun. It was such a beautiful celebration of the two of them. So glad, so happy for her. It was just a lot of fun. So I'm back, and now we're going to talk about, in this episode, we're going to talk about something that has nothing to do with her wedding or a wedding. We're going to talk about fixing your relationship problems. We are going to talk about any issues that maybe you're having in a relationship, right? So think of your partner. Think of a problem that you maybe have with your partner, right? So you don't like something about him or her. You dislike something that he or she says or does or acts in some way. Some behavior you are not a fan of. So that's what we're going to focus on. So if you have that with your partner, you can think of that while I'm going through this episode, while I'm bringing up different scenarios. Apply your problem, your issue to it. So what we're going to go over is why you are having this problem. So we're going to first talk about why, and then we're going to talk about the 2 ways to fix your problem. So why do you have a problem with your partner? Well, it's kind of simple. Everyone is different. We all have different brains. We all have different thoughts. We all have different feelings. Everyone acts and behaves in different ways. We all have different experiences, right? So we're different. So it makes sense that we maybe don't like something about somebody else. We're not going to like every single thing. There may be some issues that, you don't like a certain thing. You don't like, you would rather that he or she maybe behave in this way instead of that. You would rather that he or she said this instead of that. There is nothing wrong with you for having an issue or a problem with your partner. It seems completely normal, right? We're not all robots in the world. We're going to have different ideas, different thoughts. So we're not all going to think the same. So it's normal. It's normal. Some examples of problems that you could have are maybe he or she is moody and you don't like that, right? Maybe he or she doesn't always do what you want when you want. Maybe he or she isn't as affectionate as you would like. So think of your specific problem, if you have one. Think of your issue. Think of that thing that bothers you about your partner. And by the end of this episode, you will have the tools that you can use to fix this problem. You will have some tools that you can apply to help you with this issue. So why is your problem with your partner a problem? Why is your problem with your partner a problem? Let's think about that. Well, the answer is, it is a problem because you think it is a problem. It all starts with your thought. So, if we go back to the examples I gave, you think he or she is moody. So this is the thought for an example that you could have. So insert your problem or your issue, right? You think he or she doesn't always do what you want when you want. That's your thought. You think he or she isn't as affectionate as you would like. So it all starts with your thought. Now let's break it down a little bit further. You have this thought of he or she is moody, but then you add on to it, I don't like how he or she is moody. For an example, of course. You have this thought of they don't do what I want when I want them to, but you add on to it, they should or shouldn't, right? So this is the I don't like how they are, they shouldn't, they should. These words that you're adding onto it, these words that you're adding onto your thought create the problem for you. I wish they would be more or less is another one. So it's not a problem until you're thinking it is a problem. These thoughts that you have create the problem for you. So it all starts with your thought. This is what is creating that problem for you. So to make this even more clear, let's take a look at the opposite thought. So you have, I don't like how they are moody. The opposite thought, I like how they are moody. I like all their moods. You have the thought, they shouldn't act like this or that. And the opposite thought, they should act how they are acting. You have the thought, they should do what I ask them to do. You have the thought, I wish they would be more or less affectionate. And then you have the opposite thought. They are as affectionate as they should be, because that's how they are. You are thinking these thoughts. And that is what is making it a problem for you. And when you think the opposite thought, I like how they are moody, they should act how they are acting, I wish they would be exactly how they are. These thoughts don't create a problem for you, right? So the opposite, that's how we know that it's all comes down to our thoughts. Because when you try on the opposite thought, there is no problem. So now that we talked about it's always the thought that you're having that's creating the problem for you, we can look at it as separating their actions and their behaviors away from that. Their actions and behaviors aren't a problem for you until you have that thought. It is always our thoughts that are the problem. The other person is never a problem for us until we have a thought. And this is the best news. Now, you might be like, wait a second, I feel justified in having these thoughts. They really should be doing these things. And I totally get it. I totally hear you. I've been there, right? I think we all have. But if you think about it, when you give away that power to that other person, when you attach your feelings to their behavior and their actions, you're at the mercy of them. You're at the mercy of whether they do or don't do or say or don't say or act in some way. You're at the mercy of their behavior. So it's the best news that our thoughts can control our feelings. Our thoughts are the only thing that can create our feelings for us. No one else can do that. So I get it that we want to be like, wait, they should do these things. I am justified in thinking this. I am justified in wanting them to say and do and be and act and behave in certain ways. I get it. But notice what you're creating for yourself. Notice how much power you're giving away when you can take back your power, own your thoughts as yours. You take responsibility for your thoughts and you empower yourself from there. It's taking back all your power when you can understand this, when you can take ownership over your thoughts. So let's look at it a little bit further. Your partner, let's just say for an example, your partner says words, whatever words those are, right? Maybe this is the issue that you're having. This is the thing that you don't like, the problem that you're having with your partner. Your partner says words. And then from there, you have a thought, such as one of the examples that we brought up earlier. I don't like how he or she is moody. So this thought you have after he or she said words. And then after you have that thought, you have your feeling. Maybe that's frustrated. Maybe that's annoyed. So you are creating your feeling from, I don't like how he or she is moody. So this is just where your problem is coming from. And it's great to explore this because we need to have awareness over where the problem is, where the thing that we want to change is in order to change it. We need that awareness. So we're just exploring that. So your partner is saying words or behaving in a certain way. Their words and their behavior can never create your feelings. Your thoughts about your partner's words or behavior always create your feelings. It's great to remind yourself of this. So now that we know where it's coming from, where the problem is, remember, it's never their behavior, never their words. It's always the thoughts you have about that, about them, about what they're doing, about what they're saying, about how they're showing up. Let's explore the 2 ways to fix your problem with your partner. The 2 ways to fix the issue that you have about your partner. So the first one is you can manage your thoughts. You can manage your mind, and you can try on new thoughts. You can try on new thoughts that feel believable to you, that make you feel better, right? So this is the first option. And the second option is you can let the problem be just what it is. Okay, so I'm going to dive into the first one first, and then we'll go on to the second one. So the first option is you can think different thoughts. So others will act in ways that they act, right? Others will show up in ways, they will behave in ways, they will say things, and they will be who they are. They will be them. And you can take control of your thoughts. So they're going to do things. They're going to act in certain ways. They're going to not act in certain ways. Maybe that's the issue. So think of your issue, whatever it is, that person is doing or saying or behaving in some way. And now think of yourself and think of your thoughts. You can take control of your own thoughts about what they're doing, what they're saying, how they're behaving, how they're showing up. You can take your control and your power back by managing your thoughts. So here are some possible examples. Instead of, I don't like how they are moody, which is an example we brought up earlier, you can try on, for another thought, you can try on, he or she is human and has different moods. We all do, right? We all have different moods. We all are not robotic and have one mood. We all have different moods. So when you think this thought, he or she is human and has different moods, we all do, you might have a different feeling. Maybe that's compassion or understanding. For another example, instead of, they should do what I ask them to do, you can try on, I don't always want to do what other people ask me to do as well. This might give you again, compassion and understanding. It'll give you a sense of where the other person might be coming from. So these are just examples of different thoughts that you can try on. But think of your own problem, your own issue. Think of the thought that you are thinking about your partner. And then try on new thoughts for yourself if you want to. Now, this is just option 1. You can absolutely work on changing your thoughts around your partner's words and behaviors. This is completely an option. It's fun to try on those new thoughts, see how you feel. So this is, again, option 1 in order, option 1 of fixing the problem with your partner. But there is a second option. You don't have to manage your mind around what they're doing, what they're saying, the behavior that you have decided that you do not like. There is another option. Option 2. Option 2 is to not make the quote-unquote problem more of a problem. So often when we learn this stuff, we want to quickly change our thoughts. Oh, yes, we can feel better if we think a different thought. So let me just think different thoughts. Let me jump into that and try on all the thoughts that make me feel better. But let's just pause for a moment. Just because you can change your thoughts doesn't mean that you should. This is so important. So I'm going to say it again. Just because you can change your thoughts doesn't mean you should. Sometimes we don't want to feel good about what someone is doing. Sometimes we don't want to feel better about what someone is saying. So ask yourself, do you want to feel good about these actions and words? Ask yourself how you want to feel about it. The goal of all of this is not just to feel better. The goal of this stuff, of this thought work, of this mind management, is to be aware of where it's coming from, what you are creating for yourself, and to feel, whether that's better or just what you are feeling. It's to feel your feelings fully. And yes, you can take control. You can live on purpose, think intentionally, create the feelings you want. And sometimes that means feeling bad about something intentionally. So how do you not make the problem more of a problem? What if what your partner is doing and saying is a problem for you? And that's okay. That's okay. What if what they're saying and doing is just, that's not something that you agree with, but it's okay that it's a problem for you. It's okay to feel the negative feelings such as hurt or upset or sad or frustrated or whatever feeling comes up for you when you're thinking of this issue or problem. Feelings are nothing to be afraid of. Feelings are simply vibrations in your body. So what I suggest is for you to allow these negative feelings. Now, we're not really taught how to process feelings. We can either allow, resist, avoid, or react to them. And when we allow our feelings to be there, both positive and negative, we have the full human experience. When we allow our negative feelings, that's the way to move through them. When we allow all of our feelings, we realize even the negative ones aren't even that bad. They're just a vibration in your body. Life is 50-50 with positive and negative emotions. So maybe this problem that you're having just fits on that 50% of life that's the negative emotion side. Maybe it's just that thing that makes you feel a little crappy, and that's okay. Accepting the problem for what it is. I'm like, yeah, I have a problem with that. And that's okay. Accepting the full human experience. So you have the option to feel the feelings you are feeling and not agree with your partner's words and actions, and let that be simply what it is. Just let it be. Maybe you just don't like that thing about your partner, that behavior, those words, how he or she acts, and that's okay. So think of the problem you're having. Think of this issue you're having with your partner or about your partner. Do you want to think differently? Or do you want to accept it as just something you don't like? These are the two ways to fix it. And you are in control. Now, I also want to mention that accepting the problem doesn't mean you agree with it. It doesn't mean that you accept it and you just buckle down and deal with it. Because sometimes there are situations where we don't want to. You have options. Just because you know that you can control your mind around something and you can feel better if you want to, doesn't mean you should stay and do so. So sometimes in a relationship, yes, you are in control of your mind. You are in control of your feelings. You are in control of your experience. And sometimes you will choose to feel crappy, and sometimes you will choose to feel crappy and stay, and sometimes you will choose to feel crappy and leave. You are in control of you. So let's recap a bit. As we mentioned, everyone is different. Everyone has different brains, everyone has different thoughts, everyone has different feelings. Everyone behaves in different ways. We're not all robotic. And that's amazing. That's what makes life fun. That's what makes it enjoyable. Everyone is different. That's great. But that is also where you will have differences with somebody, and those differences may create a problem for you or an issue. But nothing is wrong with you for having a problem with your partner. So just know, nothing is wrong with you. But also know that this problem you're having is only a problem because of your thoughts. You are having a thought about your partner, and that's creating the problem for you. And you are in control of your thoughts. You are in control of your feelings, always. There are two ways to fix this problem. So think of your problem again. Number one, you can manage your mind and your thoughts around the problem, around their behavior, around what they're saying and doing. You can manage your mind and you can feel how you want to feel. That is option one. Option two, you can accept the problem as it is. You can know that you are choosing it, that you are choosing that you don't like this, and that is okay. Having a problem with your partner doesn't have to be a problem for you. It doesn't have to be an issue. It can just be what it is. So take a look at your problem. Know that you are in control of your mind. If you want to feel better, that is an option. You can manage your mind. Or you can accept it as a problem, something you don't like, and that's okay. I hope you enjoyed this. I also wanted to mention that I do have a relationship program that I am signing people up right now. So if you are interested, reserve your spot. You can go to whitneywellscoaching.com. I would love to work with you. It is an amazing program. It will up-level your relationships. It will take them to the next level. If you want to have thriving, happy, healthy relationships, you can apply these secrets and these tools to all your relationships in your life immediately. So I would love to work with you. I would love to be your life coach. And until next time, bye. Do you want to explore these topics further? Are you ready to live the life that you want to live on purpose while controlling what you have control over? I would love to be your life coach. If you're interested, simply head over to WhitneyWellsCoaching.com and book an appointment with me today. I can't wait to work with you.